Hello, welcome. Um, yeah, let's see how far I can play this, progress. I can never start my intro properly. Terrible. No matter how many times I say it. Alright,
Let's keep it the path we're on.
sounds good.
You can explore my functions later.
Oh, I thought I was gonna hug him, like last time. Hayden was always an impressive guy, but who knew he was creating someone so cool. True. A lot of memories of that old thing and a lot of spam. Nothing useful you can scavenge from the corpse either. It's broken, isn't it? Most days Lappy is the only conversation partner you have. On the bright side, your face reflections in the screen resembles a human. That's good. Oh, thank you for the follow. Sunny Ronald. I think I might turn off the alert. It won't pop up during cutscenes and stuff like that. Well, I was saying something, I don't remember now. Did something just lash out from the drain? It's really a wonder that you're somehow still alive. Alright, we've seen all this from before. I think. There's more adventuring to do. It feels very brittle and dry. Dead. Hey, what happened to my weapon? I suppose it only pops up once in a while. Like when I need to use it, maybe? Or when it gives you an option to use it for different conversation material or interaction. I don't know. Flower Mansion. Something wrong?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was wool gathering.
Wool gathering.
I see we've arrived at the Melody Flores residence. It's quite impressive.
Sure
But that's to
is.
be expected, considering that she is still the majority owner of the Flower Cybernetics Group, despite retiring from day-to-day operations at the company. I wonder how she and Hayden first began working together. Sorry, back on task. Is there anything you'd like to know before we head inside?
Give me a rundown, Flower Cybernetics.
Flower Cybernetics was established in the early 2000s by Melody's mother, Antonella. It started out developing cutting-edge medical tech, including advanced prosthesis and nanoparticle diagnostic and treatment technologies. They were vastly successful when they perfected the first synthetic nerve mesh, allowing direct connection and control between the nervous system and a cybernetic prosthesis. The majority of their early projects were defense technologies for the American military, developing ruggedized military prosthesis for use on injured soldiers, and then eventually electively for special forces.
Man, is this Black Ops 3? No. Is it Infinite Warfare? No, not Infinite Warfare. Advanced Warfare.
This research line culminated in the development of brain-controlled androids as shock troops, long since barred by international law.
Brain control androids?
Melody took over the company from her aging mother, and she fought against developing further military hardware from that point on. She pushed the company to use the BCA technology for the company's original goals of medical advancement, as well as developing the first direct link virtual reality implants. The company is largely successful on a global scale, despite continued legislative movement against extensive cybernetic use, especially brain implants. Not a whole lot. She's largely private, in contrast to her mother's penchant for courting a media circus. Several biographies of former Flower executives show her as intensely passionate about demilitarizing the company to the point of absolute viciousness in the boardroom. But it's been a long time since her days of fighting for the company, and she's since stepped away from the helm.
Give me a moment here.
There's talk that she's lost her spine in her old age, but... well, I take that with a grain of salt. She may have retreated from the corporate battlefield, but you don't change the entire direction of a company as large as Flower if you're a quitter.
Why did I call it Flower?
Stay on your toes.
Didn't Yannick say he and Melody had a falling out?
He did, and I can't shine much light on that. I know that System 1 worked with Flower to help develop the first operating systems for the Direct Link virtual reality implants, so perhaps it happened during that time. Also, Flower eventually went with a different company for future models of the implant, but there was never any public talk of a personal falling out between the heads of the companies. I'll scrape the mesh for more rumors, but they'll only be that, rumors. I can do my best to parse fact from fiction, but it blurs too much for me to be sure what's real.
Let's go ahead and head in.
No time like the present, then.
Oh, let's have a look at things first. Let's see. Small-scale bear statues guard the entrance to the mansion. Windows line the front of the house and broadcast the hints of expertly designed den inside. This looks like the buzzer for the apartment complex. She needs one of these just for one house. What? That looks really complicated for a buzzer. Two dark wooden doors make up the mansion's entranceway. A small foyer can be seen through the molten glass. It's framed with light blue curtains that probably cost more than your rent each.
They'd look cuter if they had little outfits on.
Perhaps.
These tall shrubs could line the estate of a Victorian duke. They're that stuffily pleasant to look at.
They have the stable beauty that can only come from the care of obligated professionals. Actually write passages for each of these things. It's likely they have ridiculous maintenance routines as well. Like only being watered every Friday for exactly 38 seconds. No more, no less. Possibly.
These tall shrubs could line the estate of a Victorian duke. They're that stuffily pleasant to look at.
Repeat. Anything else? You can't take it, not marble, nor the gilded monuments. Hey baby, what's Earth sign? Alright, let's save that. You can't use the speaker without ringing the bell. Good point. Oh, it's voice activated. What the? Brr. Oh, is it a hybrid? I don't even know. Hi, is Melody home? What?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh, maybe they've used implants for a bear, right? And somehow remote control it, or have it have basic human function. I don't know. Function.
Mine says we can go in. Should we?
Sure, let's.
Oh, wow! Swanky!
It's wearing a vest. Swanky?
What? I have been trying to increase my usage of colloquialisms. Is swanky too out of date?
Nah, it's fine. Hey, Golden Cheeseburger. What's up? Welcome.
It's certainly before my time.
Before your time? What?
Oh, Ms. Flores! Excuse us for the
Look at that
intrusion.
cat.
My name is Turing, and
Oh, I know who you are.
I can explain. I know you don't like Dr. Fairlight very much, but I assure you there's a situation.
What? I didn't know you could actually do that, Golden Cheeseburger. What's the result of that? Like, what happens when you do something like that?
Fairlight? I didn't realize Hayden's research had become a charity case. Though I suppose little boy Yannick will throw money at anything that raises his profile on the mesh.
Wait, you know Hayden? Also, we actually only just met Dr. Fairlight yesterday.
Oh, that's too bad. Now Pat won't have to eat you.
What?
Though I'm not sure your gears would have been good for his digestion.
Actually, madam, I'm not comprised of gears.
What the? Oh, okay. I didn't know. I had no idea. Golden Cheeseburger. Is that something that is not? I guess that's why they call it that, right? It's not something legit. Huh. Interesting.
Well, either way, he's on a diet. This philosophy is how I lead my life. Sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear, well, he eats you.
What the? Wow. A wall for 80k. Bells? That's mad.
Do you understand?
No, Melody, I do not understand.
Not really.
Look, I don't have all day to entertain you, Turing, nor your new friend. Not even for Hayden. You don't have time to waste if you're going to find him, either.
Right.
What's going on? The most regal-looking robotic cat in the world sits prim and proper on the fainting chair. Can we talk to him? It looks remarkably bored at all the attempts at conversation. You give the cat a pet. The name on her collar says Lily.
Melody keeps unusual company.
You'd say that again.
Ursus maritimus, if I'm not mistaken. That might be why the temperature controls are set so low in here.
Yeah, definitely a polar bear.
I wasn't aware you knew the scientific name of the species. Ooh, has my interest in proper nomenclature started to rub off on you?
Perhaps. He's a white bear, Turing. What else could he be?
Plenty. Have you heard of a Kermode bear, also known as a spirit bear? Or he could be a white-phased black bear, or even a Pisley.
I didn't know that.
But he's not. It's a polar bear.
Can we talk to it? So, Gur and stuff? A R051E893 unit from the emblem on its side. It sits patiently near Pat in a sort of ambient sleep mode, playing light instrumental music. Like the high-stakes socialite relationships it monitors, the R051E is extremely delicate. The latest episode of Media Blitz is going into the sordid details of a new teen actor's island love affair with a local politician's daughter. There's a lot of stuff around here. A pair of white windows doors are set open in the back of the room, leading to plush garden. A huge marble fountain adorns a courtyard. Its pleasant bubbling sound can just barely be heard over the TV and outdoor ambience. What is this? A large climate-controlled globe tower is in a lounge. It has some lively in-season plants inside. That's pretty cool. What is this? Gardening room. What? A Malcolm model ROM is tending the garden. For a minute, I thought it was a statue, like one of those, Michelangelo? I don't... What's the name? Adonis? That's a statue, right? I thought it was one of those. Imagine one of those statues, but they're actually ROM. They can double as a statue, but move around and do the gardening. That would be weird. Selling a jacket for 80k. Whoa. That is quite a bit, dude. Wait, what was it? Don't worry, they're just trimming the bush. Can be important to the health of your garden to keep your bush nice and tidy. Say more stuff. Some people like natural growth, but others greatly prefer neatly trimmed bush. Some people don't like bushes at all. Is this euphemism? It's all about personal preference. You gotta see forest for the trees. What the? Malcolm model. Is there more stuff in this? These shows are demeaning, reducing the private lives of famous people to soap operas for the latest common denominator. How many stuff did I write? Ooh, the Marataki twins got thrown out of the doc's place for fistfighting that guy with transparent hair. What? Wait, how is this late already? Average price is 100k? That's mad, dude. So what are we doing? What are we doing? This chair keeps a strict 1-to-1 human to animal ratio. The biggest strawberries you have ever seen assembled in a china bowl on the coffee table. A thin string of steam escapes the delicate spout. Anything else? Melody Floors, Nanomachine Heiress, and the owner of the Flowers Cybernetics Group. I suppose, like I was asking, why call it flowers? Why not? She just likes flowers.
If you were one of Fairlight's worker bees, you wouldn't have made it through the door. So why are you here to badger me about poor Hayden?
You have me at a disadvantage, Ms. Flores. You seem far ahead of us on this matter.
Just call me Melody, darling. And of course. But I'll share a secret or two with you.
I have so many questions. Do you know what's happened to Hayden?
I wish I didn't. Maybe you don't want to either.
Please, Melody, any information you might have. We haven't had access to any of his research notes, and couldn't track down any collaborators he may have been working with. Perhaps if we know more, we might be able to nail down a solid motive.
Well, I don't know if I can speculate on that, beyond the usual corporate infighting. Not that Parallax is known for that, of course. We had been catching up recently, and he mentioned feelings of being watched. He started to worry he had been discussing your development with the wrong people. When he stopped returning my calls, and now that you've shown up with a total stranger, it becomes clear what happened.
I see. Can you tell us anything else about his disappearance?
Oh, I'm afraid not, dear. I've been around long enough to know what's coincidence and what isn't.
We were hoping you might be able to shine some light on my origins.
So she knows about Turing being sentient. Did I miss that part? I think I did.
Fairlight mentioned that you had worked with Hayden in the past.
I see Hayden didn't neglect curiosity in your personality makeup. Well, you and I haven't properly met, but considering how often Hayden badgered me for design schematics of Flower's latest neural implants, I might as well be your aunt?
Oh, what? She's somehow involved in the creation of Turing. Interesting.
We'll go with that. I wouldn't mind being an aunt, even to a blue-headed robot.
I'm touched, Melody.
Well then, I'm willing to answer your questions, for now.
How did you help Hayden with Turing?
Indeed, I don't see the connection between your company and Hayden's research into machine sapience.
Oh, Hayden wasn't researching machine sapience. At least not primarily. Not to diminish the importance of your creation, Turing, but it's best you know the truth. Hayden is mainly interested in developing a way to transfer human consciousness into a machine matrix.
Oh, uploading. Interesting.
You can see why neural implants would obviously be an integral part of that.
Oh, I didn't realize.
How would Turing's development help with digitizing the human mind? Can you elaborate on your involvement? Hayden was interested in Turing's development. Can you elaborate on your involvement?
If you can even call it involvement. It's a small city, and if you're in the tech sector, you are never more than 2 degrees removed from anyone else. When he started looking into this pet project of his, he came right up to my door and demanded access to the research logs behind our earlier implants. Cheeky, but it was impactful and disruptive, as they like to say around here.
I didn't know you can even do that. Isn't it like patented technology?
I couldn't care less about Flower's patents anymore, so I
Oh.
gave him what he wanted.
What?
Just to see what he would do. I'm frankly more impressed than I expected I would be. But don't tell him that.
Don't worry. I won't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was a compliment, dear.
How would Turing's development help with digitizing the human mind?
The concept of transferring the human mind into a computer has been an attractive goal for decades. Functional immortality is a powerful lure.
Functional immortality.
The brain is an immensely complicated machine, and even though we know the right buttons to push to make pictures show up, we still can't replicate the entire thing as a technological construct. Even with the virtual reality implants, we're really just relying on the brain's ability to make sense of nonsensical signals. So Hayden decided the best way to make a machine more like the human brain would be to work in the opposite direction.
Creating an artificial brain. Right? It sounds like it. This is exposition style of storytelling, but it works for this type of game, I think.
Instead of mimicking how the human brain worked, he started writing code that mimicked the functioning of the human mind.
Instead of mimicking how the human brain worked, start writing code mimicking the functioning of the... Okay.
Think of it like convergent evolution. Two species adapt in similar ways, but on completely different continents. Hayden is a crack programmer when it comes to information collating. It's why Parallax hired him when they did. So he wrote a bunch of self-modifying learning algorithms that were, frankly, baffling and let them loose. Poke and prod them here and there to make sure they value the same things humans do.
So they're like digital organisms. Huh.
And we eventually end up with you, Turing.
Interesting. Hayden never revealed any of this to me.
I imagine he's pretty tight-lipped. You were the first prototype he considered a real success, and he was afraid of contaminating your development before he had a chance to make good observations.
Hayden wasn't invested in Turing's development?
I didn't say that. Hayden was quite interested in Turing, even if he is just a step to further research. In fact, he was preparing to publish his findings involving Turing, and I know it's going to make one heck of a splash in the scientific community. See, the most impressive part about you, Turing, is that you're surprisingly stock.
Stock?
I assure you, Melody, my construction involves only the latest and greatest in ROM prototype technology.
Exactly. You're not off the shelf, but you're still just a souped-up ROM, more or less like every other one out there. Your personality algorithms are impressive, but they don't require some new space-age technology to work.
Interesting.
Hayden is going to propose that human consciousness transference does not require special brain-like hardware architecture, but merely the right software wrapper to interface with the hardware.
Well, I thought he was trying to create a artificial brain, but now it doesn't sound like that. Human consciousness transference does not require special brain-like hardware architecture, but merely the right software wrapper to interface with the hardware. What does that mean? Like, to connect the mine into the existing hardware systems that they have? Is that
Much like how you function.
I suppose that is correct. Still, my personality matrices do take up substantial amounts of my processing power. Wouldn't custom hardware have capabilities that better serve such a demanding specialized task?
Sure, there's still plenty of reason in trying to make a computer that works just like a human brain. Efficiency is an important part of that. But if Hayden can emulate the human mind in existing technology, it means we can start the immortality now, rather than waiting for hardware to catch up with Hayden's software. Frankly, I'm not terribly interested in living forever, but there's more than enough people who are.
Thank you for this, Melody.
Thanks, Melody.
I understand so little of my origins.
Well, I'm sorry I don't know more of the specifics. Hayden kept me up to date on his progress, but only in the vaguest of ways. If you can hunt down his notes, I'm sure they'll tell you more.
Of course, we'll keep looking. Now, perhaps we could ask some other questions?
Sure.
What's the story between you and Fairlight?
Oh, hell, that old bastard and I have been flashing daggers at each other for the better part of 20 years. I contracted out the software development for our first-gen direct-link VR neural implants to System 1. Things were going great, but after the first models sold like gangbusters, Yannick tried to get into bed with me, literally. I turned him down, very politely, I might add, and then, suddenly all of the cooperation between our companies dried up.
What?
We've been at it back and forth ever since. I'd be damned careful about trusting him if I were you. He's a snake, and he'll do anything he can to get what he wants. Still, I suppose if he tried again now, I might not turn him down.
Right.
It would be fun to needle him about me still having my own company when he doesn't have his.
That's dangerous, though, isn't it? You don't know what he's gonna be like. I think that's everything we need to know.
Good. I can get back to my retirement.
Thank you for your time, Melody. We'll be in touch later.
Oh, one more piece of information for you, if you'd like it.
Yes, please.
I've got the contact info for a Vincent Mensa, who I think might be of help to you.
Vincent Mensa?
Vincent was working more closely with Hayden inside Parallax, mostly on his company-approved research on data collating algorithms for the mesh. I'll send him a message and ask him to meet you somewhere. He owes me a favor anyway, and might be able to give you some more information on anything else Hayden may have been working on.
That would be fantastic, Melody.
Something doesn't feel right.
Perhaps Golden Gate Park?
Be careful, Turing. I don't like Fairlight's stench all over this scenario. Don't show him too many of your cards.
Cards? This euphemism is unfamiliar to me.
Don't tell him anything if you can. Fairlight is more dangerous the more he's informed.
Thank you, Aunt Melody. Wish us luck.
Interesting. Should I override that? No. That's right, the other game I was referencing before was Techno Babylon. That was a point and click adventure game that I played within the last, it was within 5 or 3 years. It was one of the earlier streams that I did, earlier games that I played on stream during the battle days of my internet. That game was cool in terms of the concepts and ideas, just like this. I like it. These are like the whole cybernetics and artificial intelligence concepts. Maybe someday I might get into Detroit. I'll just wait for that one to be on sale. Pick it up. What was it? Detroit Becoming Human, I think. Has she got anything else to say? I don't have all day to entertain you, Turing, or your journalist friend. You should go look for Vincent. They don't have the voiceover for this one now. Alright, let's go. I hope she's gonna be okay, because sounds like everyone that we've tried to investigate, they got murdered. Ah, what? Oh, thanks, dude. Thanks, Headcase. Appreciate it. What's up, man? I'm doing well, thank you. Let me just grab that. Add that in. Oh, dang it. Oh. Doesn't seem to work properly. I'll try to sort it out later on. I'm playing a visual novel. It's a story-based thing set in the future. My character happens to, well, an artificial intelligence, no, a sentient robot has asked my character, a journalist, for help to try to find out what happened to their creator. We recently discovered that the creator got murdered. It's a bit of a spoiler. And then we're just tracking down people to find out what's going on. And it's set in an interesting world where corporations are slowly just taking over various cities, and there are hybrids, cybernetics, concepts like brain implants and that sort of thing. It's pretty cool. But it's a story-based type thing. I'm doing alright. I finished work like a couple hours ago, and I've been working at home, which is alright. I like it. It's not bad, although sometimes I do prefer separation between work and play or living environment, if you know what I mean. But can't be helped with the current situation. So like Blade Runner, but this game is new though. It's made to look like an old style game. There is another game in the Nintendo days that looks something like that. So this is like an inspiration of that. So this game was released 2017, but it's like stylized, like old school game. Yes, I like the music. Yeah, the style of it, the aesthetics, it's pretty cool. Let me just check on something. I think there's something messed up about my Discord. It's a bit... What is going on here? Oh, you're right. I thought I could just put the link at the front of it. Obviously, that doesn't work properly. Could you, if you don't mind, could you send it to me via private chat if that works? The DM in Twitch. I'm silly. I'm at that point in the day because I've only had like 5 hours of sleep, so I'm like barely functioning. Thanks, dude. I thought I could just put the https://discord.gg/ and have that rest, but it doesn't work that way. I don't really use Discord all that much. I lurk a lot in the background. I don't really say much. So as you can tell, I'm not... I don't really know much, use it that often.
Originally built by the Herschel Spillman Company in 1914, this carousel is still one of the outstanding attractions near the children's playground.
Have I looked at this already? How's things going for you, by the way? Oh, okay. I mean, I've got it, and I've joined a few servers, but like on rare occasion, and I don't normally think about it when I've been sent a link. I just click on it. I didn't really think about it. Like yeah, I've had it for a while, but I don't use it like most people who use it constantly, posting stuff and things like that. Guy, you've never seen this person and they appear to be waiting for somebody. Perhaps this is who you're supposed to meet. Those things on your side. Head case.
Can I help you? I don't really have time to talk. I'm waiting for someone.
Are you Vincent Mensa? We're here for a meeting on behalf of Melody Flores.
Is this a good idea?
Oh, good. You're Melody's people. Do you have everything that I asked for?
What?
There must be some miscommunication.
What the?
Melody said that you would be able to provide us with some information about Hayden Weber's projects within Parallax. He has gone missing, and any information we get may be useful.
Damn that old woman.
Oh, dude, we just got
What?
bamboozled.
We
Is
had
that
a
the word?
deal. She promised me, and I'm not giving up anything until I get what I need.
Uh-oh.
I already know Hayden is missing. Why else would I be willing to sell corporate secrets to Flower? This was my chance to get out of the city.
What?
Instead, she sends the two of you, hat in hand with nothing. I'm assuming you're Hayden's little pet AI?
Insulting, but accurate.
Look, I'm sorry to come off callous. I do want to help. Hayden was a colleague and a friend, and I want to know he's okay. but I also need help getting the hell out of Neo SF, and now. My info is my leverage, and it's not for free. I'll just have to find another buyer. Maybe after I make another deal, I'll be able to pass it to you.
Perhaps we could assist you? My friend here is a terrific journalist. Being skilled at hunting down people and information is part of the job.
Thanks, Turing.
I don't know. Look, I need 100,000 credits, an untraceable car, and a fake passport for me and my wife, Francesca.
100,000 credits?
If you can get me all that, I'll give you anything you want. Hayden's research notes, what I know about Parallax, my company's security credentials, whatever.
Was he trying to run away?
If you're really sure journals can come up with that kind of stuff in one day.
We might be able to do that.
Might?
Most of it's voice acted. The initial version of this game wasn't. I started playing this game a couple years ago. I never finished it, and then they patched in the voice. They've got a bunch of people. You might know some of their voices as well. I think some of them are YouTubers. Some of them not. I don't like a lot of them. I think a lot of them are professional voice actors, which is pretty cool. Yeah. I think a lot of the important characters are, and most of the important dialogue is voiced. Yeah, 100,000. Nothing much. Do you mind answering some other questions first?
Dear God, I'm doomed.
Melody only gave us a rough sketch of what you need. The more you can tell us about the situation, the sooner we can fulfill your request.
Oh, and Turing's voice, if I remember correctly, is you know the Walking Dead, Telltale Walking Dead's game. It's the little girl's voice. I've got her name now in the game. I think that's also Turing's voice.
Sure, as long as it isn't the juicy stuff.
Yeah, I think she's the one that's voicing Turing's voice. What do you do for Parallax?
I'm the head applications engineer for their data analysis division.
Yeah, a lot of the discussions like about the technology and things like that is interesting. I really like the talks about uploading the human mind to machines, artificial intelligence. It's very cool. Yes, that's it. Clementine, you're right. You're right, Headcase. Thanks. Completely forgotten.
Or maybe was, is what I should be saying. If Hayden is the big brain who comes up with the math that runs the search algorithms, I'm the guy who figures out how to collect and apply the data that we get. We've worked pretty closely for years, but he's head and shoulders above me as far as theory goes.
How come Melody didn't give him the cash? What the heck? I'm sure she's like a billionaire by now with her company.
Hayden built a fully independent machine intelligence in his spare time. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash myself here. I'm a good software engineer, probably one of the best. But machine intelligence? In a form factor like yours? Now that blows my mind. We've got full immersion, virtual reality, yet most people would still call you science fiction.
If you say so.
If you say so, why are you so adamant about getting out of Neo SF?
Because Parallax is rotting from the inside out. Hayden going missing is the last straw, and it's a big ass straw.
So I think there are the dialogues that you can't go back and pick again. You gotta be careful what you pick. There are multiple endings in this game. I've only encountered one mini game so far. I think. No, there's another one, but that's just controlling something that wasn't too bad.
There is. How do I put this without giving it away? There's a new project about to roll out, and it's going to change everything about how Parallax does their business worldwide. Since the launch of the MeshNet, we've had some board shakeups, and the people at the top are different from the ones who've previously run the company.
So MeshNet in this universe is their internet. I think it's like the more souped up super internet.
The altruism the company displayed in the past is gone. They're harder, more ruthless, and more concerned with profits and power than ever before. Not just richest company in the valley power either. Real power. My guess? Parallax got rid of Hayden because he was about to do something that would get in the way of that. If they're willing to get rid of the brightest mind on their payroll, what's to stop them from getting rid of me? There's a half dozen people who could do my job. So I'm getting out before I accidentally step on the wrong person's toes and end up at the bottom of the bay.
That's understandable. Do you know anything about Hayden's disappearance?
Nothing concrete. I probably wouldn't have noticed anything out of the ordinary. I mean, Hayden goes out for a couple days all the time, right? Conferences and guest teaching. He doesn't exactly share his itinerary with me. I tried asking around and no one will say anything. If he had jumped ship, went to a different company, it would be the talk of the week at the water coolers. Instead, dead silence.
Yeah, I like the dialogue. The line delivery is really good as well, I feel.
Thankfully, he allowed me to keep backups of most of his work, simply because I cross-referenced it so much. He didn't like having it all in one place anyway. Bring me what I asked for, and I'll tell you more.
Dang, we're gonna have to find some money, ID, and what else? There's like a third thing.
Sure, I guess I can stick around here for a while. I need to make some calls anyway.
He's gonna stick around. How are we gonna find all those things?
If you do manage to get what I need, bring it here today and you'll get anything you want. Forwarding photos and info for the passports to Turing now.
Photos and info, okay.
And I really hope you can do this. I'd rather give it to you than some other corporation anyway.
Thanks.
See you soon.
Wait, if he's such a gifted, really good programmer, doesn't he have savings? Like, he worked for the company, right? So that means he would be, like, not super rich, but he would be quite rich, right? Unless unless I missed a bit in the dialogue where he doesn't want to use his own money to be traced or something. I don't think he said that. Like, if he said, oh, if I use up my own money, people would know that I'm trying to skip town and they will be able to trace back. Everyone programs. No, like, he's the best programmer apparently, but then he said something about half a dozen people can take over his job, but in the company he was working in during the time he was really good. It's a bit weird. But there are people working at different jobs and stuff like that, so not everyone programs. Like, we met a barista or something like that, or oh no, she's like the owner of a shop, a coffee shop, but they call it, it's not a coffee, it's some sort of drink that I've never, it's like a future drink that I've never heard of, and I don't know what it is. But yeah, there are different people doing different jobs. There was like this dude who was doing back alley implants type thing. Something else as well.
I'm not quite sure where to get fake passports or an untraceable card.
Oh, we need to get a car as well. So it's possible, this is just my own theory idea, that he doesn't want to use his own money because he doesn't want to get traced, which means all the money that he's saved up in the bank is useless. Then it's just going to be sitting there.
The only shady folks we know are those punks who vandalized Hayden's apartment.
They're not gonna have 100K.
I doubt they could point us in the right direction, but a long shot is better than no shot.
Oh great, we're gonna meet those punks.
They might agree to help us in repayment for the damage done to the apartment. They seemed remorseful.
I don't think they're gonna be able to afford it.
We should check Market Street for them, in case they regularly hang out there.
Yeah, okay.
As for the rest, perhaps Dr. Fairlight or Melody could spot us the credits.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna have to ask someone for the credits, someone else for the credits, either scientists or business entrepreneurs, whatever they're called.
That certainly is no small amount, but is unlikely to cause much consternation for either of them, assuming they are as dedicated to helping as they claim. Melody is assumably home as usual, and Fairlight did let us know he'd be at the hospital.
But Melody did tell us to be careful of Fairlight, right? She says, didn't she call him like a snake or something?
We could ask either of them for assistance. Up to you to decide which would be a better course of action.
This is tricky, like, Melody could be lying as well. We better save this, because I don't know what's gonna happen. It sounds really dodgy. So in this world, they have hybrids as well. So people who may be suffering through certain, incurable disease, they've got a way of using animal DNA and mixing with human DNA. And like part of the animal DNA would fix up certain parts of the damaged human body. Something like that. Like there's a person who had a really bad, I think she had a bad skin condition or something like that. It wasn't just a bad skin condition, she was dying as well. They used, I think it was cat DNA or it was an animal DNA. It just made her look like a cat person as well, but she survived. And some people are against that. So there's this human revolution group going around protesting. Yeah, it is open-ended. It's tricky, and you don't get a lot of safe area, so kind of worried. Like I save my games in an obsessive manner. But yeah, the music's really nice. I don't think they sell the music separately. If they did, I would buy it. I think I bought a few game music on Steam. Like the Devil May Cry 5 music. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, we've got a few choices. Yeah. I forgot there was we're talking about old school, maybe Super Nintendo game. I don't think it was ever translated into English. It had a similar sort of style, but I think it was a detective type game. This was back in the 90s. I didn't play it. I think this is what I read, and people who played that. No, the people who made this was inspired by that Super Nintendo game, I think. So hopefully I'll finish this and I can move on to another visual novel that I haven't finished, and you might like that one as well. And that one's weird. That one's about catching a serial killer or something like that, and it's also a visual novel. But first things first, we'll try to finish this. I might have to restart that one because I don't know what the heck's going on. What's this? Hospital, Flower Mansion, Market Street. Let's go check the punks. Oh, he's still here. Brian Mulberry. Yeah, I played at a friend's house. I used to play friend and I used to play Street Fighter, like old school Street Fighter 2. There's a bunch of other stuff as well. I've completely forgotten. Metal Slug, I think. and Contra, and the classic stuff. Was Contra on Super Nintendo? Oh, yeah, it was, wasn't it? Like my memories of the Super Nintendo and Super Famicom back in the day, like the feelings of those games, those era games, it feels very, very different from what Nintendo has become. I don't know if that makes sense. Super Contra. Yeah, I don't know if I played. I remember playing Contra. I'm not sure about. It says Super Contra. Yeah, there were a bunch of other stuff as well.
Join the human revolution and help stop the rampant spread of dangerous and uncontrollable technologies.
Yeah, you probably recognize that guy's voice. What's this? Am I getting spam? Is that double spam? I got double spam. My two bots saying the same thing. Is that right? Oh man. Yeah, that was Sterling. Yeah, that was he's one of the voiceovers in this game for this character. He's anti-mutants, anti-hybrids, and high technologies of character. Oh, Zelda Link of the Past. Nice. I don't think. No, wait. I did play. I forgot which Zelda, but it was like a really old school Zelda. Like it was like top view. I think it was top view. It was like really pixelated style, pixel art style, like really old school. This was a long time ago. That was just a Nintendo. I don't think that was even a Super Nintendo. Yeah, I never owned any of the Nintendo machines. I did have an Atari though. Oh, there's those youths. Yeah, I don't recognize a lot of voices other than Sterling's voice. Look at this guy. Let's talk to the less angry person. Before we do that, hang on. There's another place I gotta visit. Just in case. Yeah, it's pretty funny that I had two bots saying the same thing at the same time.
The Hassy Realm will help you get your Hassy fix.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything else to say. I don't want to waste more time, so let's talk to this dude.
Oh crap! It's that reporter in the bot again! Cheese it, Ollie!
Cheese it, Ollie.
Hold on a moment. We're just here to ask the two of you for a favor. You don't need to run again.
Why are we asking a favor? They made a mistake. They owe us. Well, they vandalized Hayden's place, so they owe us.
I knew you didn't have the guts to mess with me!
He stuck his tongue out.
Guts?
And why would we want to help you?
We did trash that apartment, Chad.
Yeah? So?
We also didn't report you to the police for it.
Oh, yeah, these two are oh, you mean this thing, yeah. These two are anti-tech as well, but they go around vandalizing stuff. Please save love. I think someone hacked that, right? That's interesting. I don't think that's supposed to... Someone must have hacked it.
Yeah? So?
And they still could.
Look at his glasses. When does he fix it? It keeps falling off.
Oh. Alright, well, spill it then! I ain't got all day!
I wonder if we can visit other places on the map beside the ones that we're supposed to go to.
Can't you see me and Oliver are busy?
Doing what? What is he busy
We
doing?
need some
Standing there.
assistance with some illicit activity that, statistically, individuals in your age bracket are likely to have experience with.
Oh, so this is one of those things where you need a streetwise kid to show you the ropes.
Does he? Oh no, I missed that, did I? Whoops.
So, what's the thread? B&E? War driving? Copyright infringement? Search bombing?
What a...
Is search bombing
Nah,
actually
he's got
illegal?
it. He's just not wearing, like, there it is. I don't think he's wearing oh, is it busted? I have a feeling it's broken, or maybe it's a fashion thing. I think it's a future fashion thing. The use of, you know, of the future wearing it like that.
It's against the terms of service, so probably, at least in California.
Just introduce us to whoever at your school does IDs. Yes, fashion. I have a feeling it could be that. Let's try that one.
My school? Pfft, you don't know me like that. But whatever. Ollie can whip up a couple that'll work good enough to get you past a bouncer or a cop doing sniff tests.
Ollie's the one that's doing it. Okay.
He's a wizard with a printer and a lifted wallet.
It's more complicated than that.
Oh, we have to like steal stuff now?
We need falsified passports that can get 2 people past the border safely.
Oh, yeah, I don't think Ollie can do that. Can you?
Yeah, I think it sounds complicated.
Not without equipment a lot more expensive and illegal than what I already have.
What about that guy who got at least that unrestricted mesh card when she was on probation?
That's not really the same thing, Chad. But it wouldn't hurt to give him a call.
So Ollie just goes around carrying a bag of spray cans, right? And Star just goes around. This guy's a mule. He just acts like a mule for this dude. Terrible.
Give me a few minutes. This guy is pretty sketchy. Very cloak and dagger. I'll have to play middleman.
Man, we're getting deeper and deeper into trouble.
Excellent. I'll forward you the relevant documents and photos.
Oh man, now I'm starting to feel left out. Ollie gets to show off all his cool connections. You sure you don't need someone's head kicked in a little? That's my area of expertise in our little duo.
No, I'm fine, sir.
Well, that and petty larceny.
We might have something that will suit your skill set.
I thought he was gonna say. I thought they were gonna say expertise.
Let's just get the passports first, if you can stay calm for that long.
Yeah.
You sure yap a lot more than any of the ROMs I've ever owned. What's the deal? You install some new conversation routines Ollie ain't had the chance to nerd out about yet?
Yes.
Well, they're top notch. Very bleeding edge.
Very bleeding edge.
I don't run traditional ROM VI personality software.
Don't tell him.
I am, in fact, the first fully sapient machine intelligence.
What the?
Well, at least that I know about.
Turing, we're not supposed to tell people about that. What are you doing?
Which means what exactly? In English.
It means he's a person, Chad, not a toy. Now keep it down. I'm still on the phone.
Just He just spread that around on the phone now. Everyone walking by is gonna know.
Oops. And yes, what he said.
Well, that's awesome. You ain't so bad. For a tin can.
That's offensive.
Tin can? Really? I'm composed almost entirely out of plasteel and silica. Has no one come up with better insults for robots since the turn of the century?
Nope.
ROMs have been out for almost 2 decades.
Yeah. That's a good point. Give me a sec. I'm pretty good at name calling too.
Ugh.
Oh no, I'm sorry I brought it up.
Just hold on a second. Underclocked? Oh, BitBrain!
BitBrain underclocked. Come on.
Don't hurt yourself, Chad.
Don't hurt yourself coming out with those things.
I'll get back to you, Bubblehead.
Okay, I talked to the guy. He said he'll do it, but he only works in trade.
Yeah, Chad, he's a bit of a
A
we gotta
couple
do
of
more
passports
trades.
are gonna run us one signed poster for Magical Commander Yukino? Yukino at the Gates to the Deep?
Oh, what?
Course. It's always that Japanese crap.
It's not my fault they make the best VR dramas. Maybe you can do better?
Probably.
Anyway, where can we get a poster like that?
I'm not sure. Probably nearby.
Oh no.
I've done switches with this guy before, and he never asks for something that'll take too long to get. My guess is he's a local that uses people like us as a way to nab something he's had his eye on. We'll help you look for it.
Chad and Oliver join your party. What? I didn't know they could do that. What? I have a feeling I know who we have to talk to. What time is it? I still got a bit more time. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't expect that at all. I don't, like, you could pull out this brick, but I don't know why you would do that. Oh, there is another cyberpunk-ish futuristic game that is not cyberpunk, but it's also a point-and-click game. And I don't know what it's called now. Neonverse or Cyberverse or something like that. It just came out recently. I want to pick that up, but I've got a few games I gotta go through first before I start collecting other ones. Might have to wait till it goes on sale. Hang on, before we do that, so we can go to either of those places and beg for some cash. Can we go to these places? Oh yeah, we can. Huh. We can go to these places.
No posters here.
Welcome to the Neo San Francisco Richmond District Police Station, citizen. How may I be of assistance today?
How are things in the department?
Crime is down in this district by 12% this year. Thank you for your sustained interest in your local law enforcement. Would you like to learn more about employment opportunities with the NSFPD?
Sure, let's hear about it.
What?
Oh, sorry.
Thanks anyway, Officer 72. We'll be on our way now.
Yeah, 12% is not bad actually.
What were you trying to do?
Sorry, Tyranny, just trying to learn more about this world. I'm trying to learn more about this world. I know where we can get it. It's at Market Street in the Hassie Bar, I believe. But I wonder if we go to the other places. Oh no. I don't know what would happen. Alright, let's just go straight for the... I thought I'd try something a bit different just to check it out. But yeah, it's in here.
Oh, there it is!
Yeah.
I knew I saw a poster for Magical Commander Yukino somewhere around here. I should have remembered Ramona had one.
You know this lady?
Sure. We talk sometimes when I'm getting our drinks. You're usually too busy provoking people to notice.
You call it provoking. I call it spontaneous enthusiasm for healthy rivalry.
There's a bit of a line. We'll have to wait a few minutes before we can talk to her.
We could just do a smash and grab. Simple and effective.
No, Chad.
We can't do that! She knows who we are!
Us too.
This is the most boring felony I've ever been an accessory to.
Look, we'll just stand in line.
Like a bunch of clumps? Chumps?
Clumps or chumps?
What is the big picture anyway, Blue Bomber?
I'm not sure it's wise to spread it around, Chad. For either of us, the less you know, the less reason anyone has to bother you.
Screw that, Static. I'm not heading to juvie not knowing what for.
Screw that static.
Spill the beans, or I'll spill them for you.
Man, shouldn't have said anything to these two.
Your persistence is already legendary, Chad. Fine.
Oh no.
If you really must know, we are going to trade the passports for some information regarding the disappearance of my creator. His apartment was the one you trashed.
Oh shit, that Hayden dude is your dad? And they snatched him? Oh, that's so messed up.
Well, Dad after a fashion. He raised me.
Man, I hope you find the dudes that took him. I hope he's okay.
It seems very unlikely.
Oh man, I don't know what to say, you know? I mean, I still have my dad, but he's...
Hey, see you later, head case. Thanks, dude. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Have a good rest. Hope to catch your stream too. See ya, man.
Chad?
He's never really been around. Too busy trying to save the world from itself. Even now, he's over there standing in front of that damn clinic.
What? Wait.
And I thought I could find a way to make him... Whatever. I might as well nuke that drive. It ain't gonna sink.
Wait, is this Dad Fairlight?
I think I understand what you mean, Chad.
Standing in the hospital? What?
Hell yeah! Dudes gotta stick together, you know?
Well, there's a side I wasn't expecting from him, but I guess that was a bonding moment.
Dudes?
Don't matter if you're a robot or what. We all got the same shit to deal with. Gotta grab destiny by the horns and make your own mark.
Pretty open-minded for a kid with tags for the HR. Human Revolution.
I was all mixed up, officer. I ran in with a bad crowd.
That's a standard excuse, I bet.
I'm a good kid. I promise. Look, I'm not a true believer or nothing.
Oh, he's just there to look for trouble.
I've got my own reasons for running with the revolution, and you ain't got the right to judge me. Besides, I'm pretty much done with those chumps anyway. There ain't no payoff no more.
I think he's going against his dad. It's like what is it? What's the word? It's like rebelling.
Most of the kids in the HR just want to cause trouble and get away with it because their parents agree with the politics.
Ha! You say that like it's a bad thing. Who the hell wouldn't want to enjoy a little parental-approved head cracking?
It's mad.
Whoop, the line has finally cleared up. Let's go talk to Ramona.
Like Altiri said, oop. Alright. I have... What time is it? I thought I'd been playing for longer than that, but... that doesn't seem to be the case. Be right back. Well, looks like that's it for me. I did save, didn't I? It's a terrible memory. Okay, that's it. Thank you anyone that's lurking or watching this on the archives. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a good day or night. Take care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.